Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Anthony, the Eclectic Chef. Welcome back today to my wine lab, where we're going to be doing a redo of our comparison of COSTCO's Kirkland brand 10-year Tawny port with Trader Joe's Porto Morgado 10-year Tawny port. Why, you might ask, and it's a good question, and we're redoing this 11 months after we did the last one. Well, it's pretty simple. Let's just remember, have a rewind. Tawny ports are certified with an age by the Instituto in Porto. It's not that these wines are a blend of wines that average 10 years old. It's not really that difficult. All the Instituto says or asks is, does this taste like a 10-year-old Tawny should? And if it does, it gets the thumbs up and the guarantee seal goes on the bottle. So that's true for both these wines, the Kirkland or the Trader Joe's. But let's look at the Kirkland first. Now, here's Kirkland 10-year Tawny. This is most definitely a seasonal item at COSTCO, meaning they buy a batch a year. It's not the same batch as they bought last year. I'd almost guarantee that. Now, it's a Taylor's product, Taylor Fladgate here in the US. But from whom at Taylor's? It's probably not Taylor's, although originally I thought it was. A lot of references on the internet say this is a Fonseca port. Fonseca's well-known port house. High quality, best known probably for its ruby ports. But most of the people who say this is Fonseca, they're pretty old references. So I don't know if that's still true. Could very well have come from Portal or another of Taylor's houses. Doesn't really matter. COSTCO's very focused on quality, and I'm sure they get a good wine blend for their money. Now, Trader Joe's Porto Morgado. This is produced by Sogrape. Sogrape's the largest wine company in Portugal. Best known, at least if you're my age and were in England in the 60s, as the producer of Matthias Rosé, which was the wine of choice when you went out for people like my parents. But since then they've grown. They have operations all over the world. South America, Portugal, Spain, Australia. I think they're in New Zealand, but I'm not sure. So, who's making this? I have no idea. And nowhere on the internet does it say, other than it's Sogrape. Well, Sogrape's flagship brand is Sandeman's. Could be Sandeman's. My guessing is it's more likely Ferreira or something like that. But it's Sogrape. That's all you'll find. They may actually blend wines from their various houses. I don't know. One thing I did notice, by the way, I made a point of going out and buying fresh bottle of, a couple of bottles actually, of Kirkland's 10-year Tawny. So this is definitely this year's batch. The number, if it means anything, on the Instituto Garantia is 488434. Okay. Now, is Porto Morgado seasonal? I don't know. But the Trader Joe's that I go to sells out every year right about now. And that port's gone for about 3 to 4 weeks. It's just back. I don't know if it's a new batch, but their numbers are lower by quite a bit than the COSTCO guarantee seal. 452387. Now, I've never checked, but I'm assuming they're supposed to be sequential, which would lend me to believe that the Porto Morgado is probably a little bit older than the Kirkland, or at least older in the bottle. Doesn't matter. These are the newest ones I could buy, so we'll try them side by side. Price hasn't really changed since last year. Still $12 a bottle at Trader Joe's and $17 a bottle at COSTCO. So let's give them a taste and see how they stack up this year. Okay, so here we are, having conducted our look, sniff and taste test. Things are a bit different than last year, I have to say. Colour. Of the two, the Trader Joe's is marginally lighter, although they're both very definitely tawny. Nose. Let me have another sniff here. This year I'd have to say the Trader Joe's has the better nose. A little bit of leather, a little bit of wood, definite dried fruit in the nose. The Kirkland, pleasant nose, but not as strong as the Porto Morgado from Trader Joe's this year. The other thing I've noticed, last year I did make a comment, I believe, about one of these wines having stronger legs in the glass, those legs that you see running down the inside of the glass, than the other. That's not apparent this year. Neither of them are really exhibiting any sort of legs at all. Taste. The Porto Morgado has improved from last year. Very fruity, big dried fruit / prune aftertaste. The Kirkland has definitely more tannins than the Porto Morgado, so it's quite stimulating on the palate. Didn't think the aftertaste or the fruitiness was quite as strong this year, frankly. So in overall, I'd have to say the quality gap between these two has narrowed some. And when you put in mind that there's a $5 price difference, doesn't sound a lot, does it? But on a percentage basis, it's a lot. Let me say one thing before I come to the conclusion. I really enjoy drinking Tawny Port, and I typically like to enjoy a glass after my meal every night. So we're looking for daily drinkers that aren't going to cost us an arm and a leg. You can pay 3 times as much for a 10-year Tawny from a select house as you might for these. I will close by saying, I know people said this was from Fonseca. This year, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if this came from Croft, which is a Taylor house. Tastes a lot like other Croft ports, 10-year Tawnies I've had. But with that, either of these is a good buy. But this year, the Porto Morgado is further ahead than it was last year. And for the $5 difference, I honestly think that's what I'd buy. Happy with either, but for $12 a bottle, I think Porto Morgado has it over the Kirkland Tawny Porto this year. We'll do this again next year and see how it shakes out. By the way, I did make a little comment in the intro about the numbering of the Guaranteer stickers from the Instituto. I don't know if that's a valid comment or not, to be absolutely honest with you, because I don't know how these stickers are issued. They may be issued in bulk to a house, in which case So Great may have got theirs first, and then Taylor's got this for the Kirkland later. I don't know, I honestly don't know. I may write to the Instituto, and we'll see if they reply. If they do, I'll let you know. But with that, I hope you enjoyed this short review. Thank you for watching. If you did enjoy, Please like, share with your friends, and if you'd like to see more of our content on food from our kitchen, I like these drinks reviews from our wine lab, I'd really appreciate it if you'd subscribe. Thank you once again. Let's all have a great day in our wine lab.